How you doing, guys? This is just a little bit of wireless fun. And I'll just run you over some of the bits I'm using just to experiment with. That is a Dell laptop, 3.25 amp, 20 volt charger from an old Dell laptop. That is a DC to DC converter, and that steps up to 80 volts. You can get these cheap on eBay. I say cheap, I think they're about 10 quid, but easy to get hold of. This down here is my ground, and it's made out of a cut-off from my washing line. So it's all high-tech stuff here. I made two of those. Here's the other ground. They just look smart. You know, I reckon you could probably make a nice primary out of this stuff. I think it's 5mm. So it makes a great washing line. That is Steve Ward's. Inside there is one of these. Is Steve Ward's SSTC 5 circuit. And I've been playing around with these for ages. That's the little circuit that's inside. There's also a full bridge. Unfortunately you can't see inside because I've tucked it all away. I think there are the last of my 260Ns in there that I haven't blown. It has got an interrupter on the front, and I think you all know where this wire came from. And I think it was off an old iron. The coil, the transmitter coil, heavily top loaded, has the primary on the inside, so it looks a bit more fancy, a bit more neat. Over here is a slightly larger receiver with not such a glamorous top load setup. This top loading on here, light, is on there specifically not just because it looks really cool. It looks rubbish, doesn't it? That is so it brings it in tune with that coil. Okay. There's the primary down the bottom here, and I've just got, I think that's, in fact, I know that's a 60 watt 240 volt bulb because I took it over, opened it up earlier and checked it. And you can tap this to see where you can get the most power out of it, and it just so happens the top tap on this, in fact these last 2, 3, 4 all produce about the same on the output. The coils are 4 foot apart. Let's get rid of that. And God, I've had some shocks tonight off this. I've got a heater down here, and I touched the heater earlier while this was on, and it gave me a nice little burn. There's 2 coils up here I had to pull apart. They were arcing together, these 2 here. This thing gives off a huge field. Literally, I can stand, I don't know, I must be another 4 foot away from it with that fluorescent, and that will light. No trouble. And yeah, let's switch this on. It should be fairly quiet, apart from it's got a noisy fan in here if you hear this growling. Okay, that's on. And I need to stand back a little bit with the phone. Should I have a newly painted, see if you can catch it, my nice newly painted lab. Fancy. And there she rolls. I just think it's impressive for like a 20 volt laptop charger, and you can get a 60 volt incandescent, half decently lit for a tiny little experiment. And it's good fun. It's just good fun playing around with it, trying to tune them in, messing around with the top load. So you can see I've just been stacking top load until I get it till it's tuned quite nicely. And it will change if I adjust the gap between the coils. It will change. In fact, if I bring them together, it will get really lively. I can't do that probably without knocking the top off that. But yeah, it works really nice. And I've got a little Christmas present for my girls. Got to watch this coil because it likes to turn my camera off. And I'll drop the light. And if I step away, you can see I'm setting it out of tune a little bit just by being near it. It works really well. And this thing is pretty lively. In fact, let's see. I'll see if I can show you this. This has got very good field strength. I must be 3 or 4 foot away, and I'm not touching the metal ends. I'm just touching the middle. Anyway, it's good fun. And that is my little wireless experiment. This produces some really fancy arcs, and it's really hard to capture on camera, but it's just the most amazing type, I don't know how you describe it. It's a very natural looking type, flowery. Let's see if we can zoom, catch a little bit. Oh no, capacitive touch, and it doesn't like me touching on it. It loves being near this. See if you can catch it. Anyway, good fun. It's all good fun. And the light works pretty well. You can see if I go near it, approach it, I'll set it straight out of tune. And there we go. Hope you're all well. Take care, guys. I'll see you again soon. Cheers.